Hi, sorry it took a little too.
Hi.
Hello.
How are
Hi.
you?
How are you?
Good, how
I'm
are
Raquel.
you? What, sorry?
I'm Raquel from Fangirlies. How are
Oh,
you?
hi, Rico. Good, thank you. Thanks so much for chatting with us this morning.
Awesome. Well, my first question is about your show and your work. This is the second year that the show has joined ATX. What is like to bring your different personalities, needs, and talents to form a project worthy of being here? Tell us about your experience working together.
Okay.
I mean, it's kind of a dream experience, you know, it's just being with your friends and loved ones, and I think that goes all the way through, you know, the producers. You know, it was all sort of a film family that came together to make this happen in the first place, and we've added to that film family as we've gone along. And it just makes for, I think it really bleeds into the content as well, into the story. I think you can tell when you watch our show that it was made with a lot of love, and that, you know, there's a real genuine companionship between the people, you know, in front of the camera and behind the camera. Yeah, I think it's all part of the chemistry, which, you know, it's great.
Yep.
Awesome. Okay, my next question is, the show really shows a different side to the fame Hollywood industry. What was the hardest thing about stopping away for a second from your hit shows? What do you miss most about them, or what do you miss less about them?
Well, I don't miss too much about then, because I was a little younger and a little more immature. So I'll take the years where we're at now, where we've gone through you know, paying our dues in the industry, and working on all sorts of different types of projects. But the great thing about this industry, it could be, you know, a show that is a hit show or a short film that no one ever sees, but you are able to gain an experience from each and every one of them, and, you know, grow your knowledge, grow your filmmaker family group, and take it on to the next one. So they all present all their different challenges, and I'm grateful for all of them along the way. I can't speak for everybody else, but, you know, I think it's what helps, you know, shape your, you know, your kind of creative world of what you want to do and how you want to create things. And I think it's also of how we've all come together today to work on this. It's everyone, you know, we know who we enjoy working with. We know the kind of stuff that we're a little more specific about what we want to make and the messages we want to deliver in that. And yeah, through all of that is where then you eventually start to meet all different types of people, and you form a group like we have with this team, with our cast and with our producers, to be able to make the show. So you know, I would focus on all the positive coming out of all the different projects, you know, whether they're big or small. Yeah.
Awesome answer. Well, my next question is about the season. What can we expect from the emotional journey of your characters in season 2 of the show, and how is different from season 1?
Well, I'd say there's definitely a bit of a change up in season 2 for all of the characters, while maintaining their kind of personalities and kind of comedy, sort of different strains of comedy that you saw in the first season. That's all coming back in the second season. But like in actual life, basically, say season 1 was about the guys. It was mostly focused on Seth and Jeremy going through a tough time, trying to figure out how to get out what they want out of life. And Izzy and Andrea sort of represented the side of life where these two kind of had everything figured out and everything was quite rosy, and they thought they were kind of above where the guys were in terms of progress for life. And in season 2, that kind of flips on its head, and the girls find themselves up against a lot of curveballs that they weren't expecting, and they're sort of having to reevaluate everything that they thought they knew about life and the way it goes. And so they're in quite a bit of personal turmoil, if you will, which sort of came on quite suddenly, as it does in real life. But I think overall, it's it's about these four friends just leaning on each other, regardless of what's going on, and trying to find the humor and the positivity in the darkest moments. So we keep all of that, but there's definitely a switch up in terms of who's doing all right and who's not in season 2, and the girls are kind of needing a little bit of help in season 2 more so than the guys. Well, the guys need some help too, but they
The guys always in need of serious help.
Yeah.
Yeah. We wanted it to be a real reflection of how life is, that, one day everything's great and you think you've got all your ducks in a row and and look at me, life is great. And then the next day, bam, something happens and everything's upside down and around the wrong way. So that's kind of where it's at.
Okay, well, that connects with my next question, because for those that haven't watched, everyone is doing great. And in a time where there is so much content and so much shows out there, what makes this show the one that they should watch?
What makes this show the
one that they need to watch?
The one to watch.
The one that the people, the fans should watch.
Well, no, somebody else go.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, I was on a roll, so I'll continue.
Yeah.
I think what makes our show different is that, the way that it was made, basically. So all of us, James, Stephen, Cariba, myself, we've had, experience on shows, around the world, in Australia, here, and shot different places. That's all kind of been under, the creative control of big studios and production houses, etc., where we kind of just come in and play our part as an actor or a director, and it's quite singular in that sense. See, the reason we wanted to make this show ourselves from the ground up was to make it something that, like James said earlier, is made entirely with love and real friendship and chemistry, where no kind of holes are barred. Everything is out on display to be seen, so that our show is completely relatable, we hope, to everyone who's going through anything in their lives from any kind of industry. And I think that that's unique. We think that that's unique because it brings in a certain kind of connection and chemistry that you might not find if you're just sort of handed a script, with dialogue on the page. Here you go, you stand there, you do this. We incorporate improvisation. So obviously we write the scripts, but we leave a lot of space and room for actors to, bring their own interpretations of these characters to life. And we think that that's really special and creates a lot of very funny moments and a lot of heartwarming moments, which I believe is different to most of what else is out there.
Okay, awesome answer. Well, my next question is about social media. We live in a time where social media are a reality and makes fandom culture even more alive and celebrities even more accessible. How does the almost immediate feedback of the show affect the way you work in the show, your script, your acting? It's affecting in one point all the feedback you receive?
Yeah, I think honestly it's had a really positive impact on the future of our show, especially coming out of season 1. That's one of the things that really paying attention to our social media channels and the outreach from the fan base is what made us feel confident that we needed to do this again. That we actually reached our audience, that they related to the story that we were telling. And that's what gave us the confidence to keep moving forward and go, all right, there's more story to tell here. And we can we can make it better. We can expand on it. We can give, you know, we can give the spotlight over to Cariba and to Alex's characters. You know, we can spread out our world a little bit more and tell stories that I think are going to reach even more people. So I think it's been a positive thing for us. But I mean, you know, the complications of social media and how it affects the individual, that's something that we definitely explore in the show as well. You know, there's always trade-offs, and those trade-offs are something that we like to sort of play with within the story.
Okay, well, my last question is about this season again, the second season. In the next season, we will see a star from the show you have shared previously, like One Tree Hill, the Royals. We will see someone visiting your character in the show.
Maybe you want to take this one?
A cameo from
different
another
types
show.
of storylines we'll see this season.
Oh yeah, so this season we have some very wild things going on. We without, oh gosh, I don't want to have any spoilers going on here. The girls definitely get into a lot of mischief. And then we go everywhere this season. How many locations do we have this time? Like many. We're everywhere. We're in comedy clubs, we're out on the water. You're getting to see like a good amount of LA as well in this one. So without sort of giving you any spoilers, it definitely is heightened. There's a lot more drama. There's some really beautiful sort of themes around like loss and grief and some stuff that really grounds the series. And then I think the comedy is also a little more heightened in terms of how absurd and wild it gets as well.
Can't wait to see a season. Well, thank you so much. And I want to tell you personally that I love all the shows you're working on previously, like the Royals, One Tree Hill, and the Mermaids. Ricky was my chill heroine. He's amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So
Thank you
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very nice to talk to you.
Yeah, nice talking to you.
Thank you.
Thanks for taking the time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.